Can somebody come and put me in handcuffs?
Why?
I just shot my dad.
What?
I just shot my dad. Please.
You just did what to your dad?
I just shot him.
You just shot your dad?
On February 23, 2017, 14-year-old Mariah Ponder killed her father, Jim Ponder, in their home in Hamilton, Ohio. Before I get into this case, I have to, of course, give you guys some background information on Hamilton, Ohio. With a population of 63,399 residents, Hamilton is the 10th largest city in Ohio. It's about 20 miles north of Cincinnati. Hamilton is mainly known for its beautiful architecture and being home to the fascinating Pyramid Hill Sculpture Park. It's a huge 300-acre sculpture park with over 60 monumental sculptures displayed. The crime rate in Hamilton is 71% higher than the national average. Your chances of falling victim to a violent crime in Hamilton are 1 in 221, and your chances of falling victim to a property crime are 1 in 33. In 2017 in Hamilton, there were 312 violent crimes reported that year, 3 of which were murder. That same year, Butler County published their annual juvenile court report, and there were 636 cases of delinquent juveniles. The court defines a delinquent juvenile as a child under the age of 18 that commits a very serious crime that would warrant them possibly being tried as adults. Out of those 636, 2 of them were for aggravated murder. I'll post the annual report in the show description so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Warning, it's pretty shocking to read this report and actually read the charges that a lot of these juveniles were facing. 14-year-old Mariah Ponder lived at home with her father, Jim Ponder. She has 5 siblings. All of their siblings described the relationship between Mariah and her father as a pretty normal relationship. Jim loved all of his children. When I did some brief searching on Facebook, I actually found Jim's page. You can clearly tell by glancing at his page that family meant a lot to him. Mariah is actually his cover photo on Facebook. Mariah was a freshman at Hamilton High School. She was your normal teenager. On the early morning of February 23, 2017, Mariah grabbed a 9mm handgun, loaded it, crept into her father's bedroom, and shot him right between the eyes. This all happened right before Mariah was supposed to get ready to head to school. A few minutes before 7 a.m., Mariah dialed 911 asking to be placed in handcuffs because she just shot her dad. Here's some more audio of that 911 call. Now keep in mind, the volume does fluctuate. When the dispatcher asks for Mariah's address, you can hear it kind of goes silent, and that's to protect the exact location of where this tragic crime occurred.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi. The address is... Yes, Hamilton,
What?
Ohio.
Okay, what's going on there?
Can somebody come?
Okay, I need to know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
What's going on at...
Can somebody come and put me in handcuffs?
Why?
I just shot my dad.
What?
I just shot my dad. Please.
You just did what to your dad?
I just shot him.
You just shot your dad?
Yes, please.
Okay. Where's your dad?
He's in the bedroom. Please. I don't want to survive. I don't want to. Please. Please.
Okay, what's your name? Okay. And it's... right?
Yes, and my mom's at work.
Your mom's at work?
Just kill me.
Okay. And your dad is in the bedroom?
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Where did you shoot your dad? In the head? Where's the gun?
It's in the bedroom.
It's in the bedroom?
Not
You don't
the
have
same
it?
Bedroom. No, I don't
It's
have it.
in the same bedroom? What?
It's in a different bedroom.
Which bedroom is it in?
It's in the bedroom across from his, where we keep the guns. Please hurry up.
Okay, I've got people on the way, okay?
Oh,
You do not have the gun, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, where are you?
I'm outside by the truck.
Outside by the truck?
Oh,
What happened?
I don't know. I just...
You don't know what
shot
happened?
him.
You just shot him?
I've been...
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
You can hear the 911 dispatcher ask Mariah, quote, "What happened?" end quote. And she simply answers, quote, "I don't know," end quote. Police arrived shortly after the call, and Jim was actually still alive. He was rushed to the University of Cincinnati Hospital Medical Center, where he died. Mariah was taken into custody, where she was interviewed by Hamilton Police Sergeant Brian Robinson and multiple investigators for about 2 hours, and no clear motive was ever given by Mariah as to why she shot her dad. They noticed she would constantly shift her emotions from being completely distraught, crying uncontrollably, to just totally silent and sitting still. Mariah was held in the juvenile detention center as she awaited her court hearing. Hamilton police obtained a search warrant of the Ponder residence. They collected 2 guns, a high-powered 9mm handgun and a Cobra 380 semi-automatic pistol, a bloody pillow, a book bag, Mariah's iPhone, 4 computers, and a notebook. Mariah had her first court hearing on Friday, February 24th, but that hearing had to be postponed so it could be moved to a bigger courtroom to accommodate the Ponder family. Her following hearing was on March 3rd, 2017, where she was formally charged with aggravated murder. Prosecutors wanted to try 14-year-old Mariah as an adult. In Ohio, any child under the age of 18 usually has their case handled in juvenile court. Ohio has 2 ways that youth can be prosecuted as adults, and that's if they commit a Category 1 offense, such as aggravated murder, murder, or attempted murder. The other ways are if the child is 16 years old or is 14 or 15 at the time of the crime and has previously been apprehended for committing a crime of the same caliber. Mariah was 14, and she's never been in any kind of trouble with the law before. Although prosecutors were attempting to try Mariah as an adult, she actually received bond. Her bail was set at $300,000. The Ponder family was completely shocked. They had no idea why Mariah killed her father. Mariah's brother James made it very clear that there was never any kind of abuse at all. Going back to the call, Mariah told the dispatcher that the gun was, quote, in another bedroom where the family keeps the guns, end quote. But in an interview with Fox 19 News, James stated, quote, Mariah did not buy the gun. The gun did not belong to her. There wasn't supposed to be any gun in the house, end quote. I couldn't find any reports online that stated who the gun actually belonged to, but the Ponder family has said one thing and has stuck by that. Mariah was coerced. They believe that another family member actually had something to do with the killing, and they provided Mariah with the guns. Despite prosecutors' numerous efforts to have the case transferred to adult court, Judge Kathleen Romans actually decided that Mariah's case should remain in juvenile court. On February 26, 2018, Mariah pleaded guilty to murder and the gun charge. Her original charge was aggravated murder. Here's some audio from that guilty plea.
The charge is defined in the Ohio Revised Code under Code Section 290302. What is your plea to that charge? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty. All right. And as to the firearm specification that was used or brandished during the commission of the murder, which is defined in 2941.145 of the Ohio Revised Code, is your plea on that count guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
On March 18, 2018, Judge Kathleen Romans sentenced Mariah to remain in custody of the Ohio's Department Youth Services until she was 21 years old. Mariah actually received a blended sentence, meaning she receives both a juvenile sentence and an adult sentence. If she does not behave in the juvenile prison, the adult sentence would be a mandatory 18 years to life. Mariah was declared a serious youth offender. Many of Mariah's family members were outraged. Mariah's brother James stated, quote, I don't agree with the charge being dropped down. I don't think that she should have the right to not explain herself, end quote. James Ponder was a loving father. He enjoyed fishing, woodworking, spending time with his family, and his dog Charlie Brown. James was laid to rest on March 1st, 2017, in Hamilton, Ohio. The Ponder family made a special request. They wanted everyone to buy a scratch-off or a bottle of whiskey in James' memory. Rest in peace, Jim. You are loved and missed by your family and everyone who knew you. Thank you for always being kind and thoughtful. This week's missing child is 3-year-old Lena Khalil from San Antonio, Texas. Lena was reported missing on December 21st, 2021 in San Antonio. She was playing in the park at her parents' apartment complex with her mom when she wandered off and hasn't been seen since. Lena was last seen wearing a red dress and a black jacket. A $150,000 reward has been offered in Lena's case, just to motivate anyone with any information on her whereabouts. If anyone has any information, and if I have any listeners tuning in from the San Antonio area, Texas area, or anywhere nearby, please contact the San Antonio Police Department at 210-207-7273. I will post pictures on our Instagram and TikTok of Lena so you guys can see what she actually looks like. Any information can be helpful if it is substantial. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Killer Kids Podcast, and that's Killer Kids with a Z. Thank you guys for listening. Be well.